Anybody excited? I've never had a feeling like excitement in my life.
Cheers. Okay, so without much further ado, I'm going to say a few words later, can't resist the choice. But as I mentioned this morning, we are here. I've got to swap mics, right? All this technology, doesn't it get on your nerves? Talk amongst yourselves. You're thinking you're organised. You did think that at this moment. Absolutely right. Now, as I mentioned this morning, the most important thing here today, we all know, is to see who wins the teachers' race. Your teachers, when they found out they were national, I must not say that word, national, world finalists, we wrote to them all and said, how would you like to set up a racing car to go round the Macau Guia? Forgive me, boys, if that is the dreadfulest pronunciation of that circuit you've ever heard in your lives, but a circuit in Macau, not in the software, so you won't have seen it. And by the way, we're going to publish it live, not only at the Heritage Motor Centre today, but we're also going to run it so everybody can see. About 10 days ago, 4 of your teachers had actually entered the race. I wrote to them, told them what a miserable lot they were, and how you would enjoy cheering your heads off for them. Can you see that? My heart really is beating now. That you would cheer for them. So we're going to start the afternoon off with the teachers' race. You can cheer to your heart's content. Yes, James? All right. Dread to think what he's going to do with that, but anyway. So you can cheer as much as you like, obviously, but we've got your teachers should have your school names up there as opposed to their names. So you should be looking for your school name here. So just while I'm doing this, I asked you the question this morning when we were next door, but who do you think is going to win this one? Well, I have to say, I'm really, really seriously pleased that you've got so much confidence in your teachers, because when you watch this, you might change your minds, I'll tell you. So, I also have to say that the teachers, we set them up so they can't see anybody else. So they don't know, other than where they were on the grid, how the other teams have done. They've just entered. The looks on their faces are absolutely brilliant. So I'll just do it. So we've got Watch the Race coming up. This is the World Final 2015 Teachers Race. Cheer to your heart's content. We'll let it roll, see what happens. There's been no sound, but the world, through these 2 microphones, can hear everything you're saying. And we're hopefully broadcasting in several countries, not least of which is Australia. So it will just take a little while. It will just take a little while. So pole position, just going through, was Tunbridge Wells. I know that. And I can't do anything about the bottom here. This is part of the problem we've got. So in 5th place is All Saints. In 7th place is St Peter's. And here we go. How about that? It's kicked in. So Compton School there in 9th. Butler's in 10th. Turnfurlong 11th. Queggs in Lincolnshire. Wendy Reed there. South Hampstead 13th. We're now getting down to the ones who need to go on the maths lessons. Yes, Kingston Primary. I tell you, I've got to have a go at these Aussies because they're not going to let me off the cricket. I tell you, there's no way. Glasgow Academy there, our 3rd school that flew in. Star in Newham, Blackheath. The P means it's a primary school. The S means it's secondary. Was it special? No, secondary. Secondary. So apologies for no sound. The people who are listening to us and watching us can hear the sound, but we can't do both. So this is it. I will speed it up halfway through. Over to you. So straight away, Tunbridge Wells, Queen Elizabeth's Academy. I'll let it go slow just for a lap and then I'll speed it up. So there goes Mr. Young, followed by John Wright there, Shrewsbury. And of course, you know all about the arrows, don't you? Shall I speed it up? Yeah, let's get on with it. Come on. So, walk factor round about there. Let's see what happens. Right. Can you all still see that? Michaela? So, John Wright's just got into the lead. Mr. Sturrock, Tunbridge Wells in Kent, second place. St Peter's Primary, Lane End, Butler's Court, Mallet Lambert. Shall we have a look at the in need of help? Right, hang on then. No, it won't do it. It's not going to let me do it. No, it won't let me scroll up, so I'll leave it alone. If you're not in the top 15, as you know, you're in the bottom 15. So it's still Queen Elizabeth's Academy, down from Devon, or up from Devon, Shrewsbury, Primary, St Peter's, that's from Lincolnshire, Lane End, Buckinghamshire. Buckinghamshire have got 5 cars in this race. St Peter's making a move there, Lane End, Tunbridge Wells making a move. We're only just 3 laps in, lots happening. No. Whoa! For those of you who are listening, that's Star Primary, London Borough of Newham. Right? Yeah. So, we still have Queen Elizabeth's Academy. St Peter's Primary, Butler's Primary, Shrewsbury, Lane End, Watford, Compton, St Augustine, St Joseph's. Arthur Mellor, Quiggs, Tunbridge Wells, Mallet Lambert, Lane End Primary made a move, Butler's Primary made a move. Settling down now. St Augustine's there. 13%, that's Bev Berry, drives like a maniac. St Augustine's there, ooh, not looking too good. There's Harrow Beijing, Mr Valmonte, needs to do better. Ooh. So, wonder if we had any pit stops. So, still Queen Elizabeth, St Peter's, Butler's Court, Watford, Shrewsbury, Compton, Lane End, bit of bumping and boring going on. Kingston, Australia. I'm sorry I can't get the ones after 15 up. It just will not let me do it. No. Let's leave well alone. St Augustine's now up to 20%. You can see what I mean, kids. Yeah. 3. That's Blackheath, junior department there. Engine problems, bang, gone. Right. I'm really going to speed it up now. Oh, that was St Augustine's. What a time. That's Bev Berry. She's just blown up. She'll thank me for not doing that publicly. So just in case she missed it, Bev Berry at St Augustine's, bang, gone. St Peter's in 3rd place there, no, 2nd place. This is plenty of engines overheating here. Oh! That's Butler's Court, just gone to tumultuous cheers from the audience. Oh! Wendy Reed has just failed to take a bend and crashed. So, St Peter's Primary, that's Mr Herdman. Queen Elizabeth's Academy, Mr Wright, Mr Young from Watford. There's a 1, 2, 3. Coming up towards, oh, Simon Mallet. Oh, that's Mr Valmonte, come all the way from Beijing and he's blown the car up on lap 13. Dear, oh dear. Oh, the cheers are starting. That's Simon Mallet's school from Hull, just gone. We're now getting into the meat of it. It's now started to rain. Anybody thinking about pit stops? Looking like they're all ignoring it. Lots of movement in the minor places. Whoa. Queen Elizabeth Academy from Devon are really holding that 1st place. Lane End Primary. Kingston Primary from Australia have just made it into the top 15, top 12. They're going up, up, up. All Saints are 6 from Bury there. Lots of changes. We're right at the halfway mark. All Saints low on fuel. Oh, that doesn't look good. So it's still QE Academy. Oh, that's Cliftonville. It's now the leaders, lap 22. Queen Elizabeth Academy, Devon. Arthur Mellor School, Peterborough. St Peter's Primary, Lincolnshire. St Anne's, Sefton. Compton, London Borough, Finchley. St Joseph's Primary. St Joseph's coming up there on the quiet. Arthur Mellor School in Peterborough is aquaplaning all over the place. He obviously doesn't understand the difference between wet weather tyres and dry weather tyres. There we go, it's drizzly. So it's still Queen Elizabeth's Academy, Arthur Mellor. St Joseph's Primary crept up there quietly, into 2nd place, 3rd, oh, there's a battle going on there. Really getting down towards the end of it. Ten laps to go. Still Queen Elizabeth's Academy from Devon, followed by Arthur Mellor School from Peterborough, Lane End Primary, Buckinghamshire. Heavy rain. This will sort them out. Whoa. Shall I just slow it down a bit? Look at this, skidding, spinning. Oh, STEM projects on friction, please. So we've got Queen Elizabeth Academy still, 4 laps to go. Oh! Mrs. Eccles from All Saints, it's just, I've named her, name and shame, Mrs. Eccles, All Saints School. Can't multiply by 4. So, 2 laps to go. Queen Elizabeth's Academy in Devon, Arthur Mellows, Peterborough, St Joseph's Primary, Stockton upon Tees. I feel like a racing commentary. Watford, there's Alec coming up. Oh no, St Peter's have got him back. 1 lap to go. Stockton spinning. Whoa, this is going to go to the wire by the look of it. Our leader, Queen Elizabeth Academy from Devon, Arthur Mellows School from Peterborough, St Joseph's 3rd. It's getting wetter, there's skidding. Kingston Primary down there in 13th place. Whoa, I'm shaking. We're nearly there. What a long last lap this is. Will it stay like that? Will we have some action right at the end? No. Well, what do you reckon to that? Here are the special needs finishers. Whilst we don't differentiate, we know who got it wrong. So there's your leaderboard. For those of you who are listening at home, I will just run down the end results of that teachers' race there. So it was won by, I won't name the teachers, I'll just say the schools. It's Queen Elizabeth's Academy in Devon, Arthur Mellows in Peterborough, St Joseph's Primary in Stockton, Watford, quiet now, Watford Grammar, Hertfordshire, St Peter's and St Paul's Primary, Lincolnshire, Compton, London Borough, Barnet, St Anne's from Staffordshire, Lane End Primary, Buckinghamshire, Tunbridge Wells from Tunbridge Wells in Kent, Shrewsbury High Junior Department from Shropshire, Stokenchurch from Buckinghamshire, Simon Langton from Canterbury, Kingston from a place, Western Australia, it says there. So Kingston Primary from Australia, Glasgow Academy, Glasgow, Turnfurlong, Buckinghamshire, St Luke's from Sefton, Pennyman in Middlesbrough, Southampton in London Borough, Campton, and I won't embarrass All Saints, Cliftonville, Mallet Lambert, Harrow, Queggs, but St Augustine, Blackheath and Star by saying they didn't even get to the end of the race. But there we are. Congratulations, everyone. So, I can do it from here. So, as is customary on these occasions, we do have some prizes from Wendy here. Wendy will be, I mustn't move too far from this computer. Wendy here will do the honours and present the prizes. So, in 3rd place, we've got, I've got to really think about this, it's Mrs. Francis. Mrs. Francis. I still want to call her Miss Black. Mrs. Francis from Stockton, would you like to come up? Do any of you recognise Mrs. Francis? Do any of you recognise her? Well, I know you do because she teaches you. Right, let's try this. Come on, who is she? Where have you seen her before? On where? Christmas? Breakfast. Smart. No, none of you? On the fastest practice lap of the month, there was a lady teacher going, yes, for 4 months. No, none of you remember that? Well, in that case, that was a total waste of time. And you've only got 3. That's right. Second place, we'll move on, is John Tracy from Arthur Mellows in Peterborough. Not that I'm biased, but 22 miles from our office and counting. And someone who has supported the challenge for many, many years. How he's managed to do this, I really don't know. But I'm delighted to say that John Wright, from wherever you may be, Queen Elizabeth's Academy in Devon, who's driven up this morning, I no doubt, has won our World Championship Teachers Race 2015.
Yes, you want the video. I know you were saying we've had a few technical issues, otherwise we would be able to sort through out. But what we're going to do is just leave the Jaguar video playing for a little while, so you know the Hangout is still working. And you will now hear the screeches. Teachers just getting their started. So we're going to click back to the Jaguar logo, the mics will stay on. I was presented with this last night and it reduced me. Well, where else would you suggest I hold up? I thought it was a herb. I'll stick with the ear just in case. I was presented with this last night, but it had me in tears. So I should try and keep myself together for the rest of the afternoon. This is the 15th time that I've had the pleasure of standing here in front of you. It is a pleasure to stand in front of you. As I said, we had a few technical issues, not of our making. I think there's a JCB driver somewhere outside of the road where some veteran ladies put comprehensive insurance when he put his bucket through a cable yesterday afternoon. But I just love standing here watching the sheer excitement, expectation and terror on everyone's faces, and I just can't imagine why, because I just think cars mass emotion's so easy, and I say that as someone who has set 2 cars up in his life. I'm one of them. So it's great to see you all here. I love that teachers race thing because it does give me the opportunity, as I said to you, that although they don't admit to wanting to get their own back on any of you, this is our opportunity to watch them squirm. So that's a little bit of own back there. As many of you, or some of you know, in June last year, the challenge went global for the first time, and we all stood here wondering what might happen. Well, what has happened is we've had teams from 11 countries taking part this year, and it's looking like that list might grow even more in the next 12 months. And that's just beyond our wildest dreams. It's brought a dimension to the challenge that we never thought would be there. Alistair, the programmer who's listening to this up in Glasgow, at least I hope he's listening to this, is telling me that the software is now used almost 24/7 throughout the year, somewhere in the world. When we look at all times of night, somebody's in the software using it, which is really quite something. So I think it's fair to say that the software has been well used after the last 12 months. Yes, and if you are listening, Alistair, who's the guy who programs this, it's his birthday today. So what do we say to people whose birthday it is? Go on, if you want to sing, you sing. Go on. Alistair. He, like me, will now be in tears. So we've always tried to keep what we do fun, but true to real life. You know, because we watch you on Friday afternoons, many of you set your cars up, and although I'm not supposed to say an initial and a number called F1, but there it is, I said it. You do your racing on Friday afternoons at the Formula One Grand Prix. You take your work home, and then you beat Lewis Hamilton and tell us all about it on Monday morning. So that's absolutely brilliant. But one of the real things that we like about the challenge, and Jonathan mentioned it this morning, was the fact that we try to stress how important teamwork is in the workplace. April here from Jaguar, I hope she's not going to smack me for saying this, but it's probable, I'll say, that there's not a single person in Jaguar that could make the beautiful F-type Jag. But there are 31,000 people working in teams that can make them. And it's no different for cars of mass motion. When I was thinking about it, I thought, actually, without working in teams, the world couldn't spin round. That's a metaphoric one for the kids. We have to work in teams, whether you're at school. Your teaching staff have to work in teams. You have to sometimes work in teams. And that's no different in the world. A basic understanding of some practical maths will stand us all in good stead for the rest of our life, I think. And we've got evidence enough from emails and correspondence at your teachers, and some of you who, lovely to see you contributing, despite the fact you're probably all underage, to Facebook. But we've had some banter with some of you. I remember there's one little girl, I think it was a little girl from Cliftonville Primary. I won't say which one of you, and if there is one of you, I've just dumped you right in it. But they were saying how much she was looking forward to coming today. And we do our best to respond. Sometimes at midnight, I'll hasten to add. We've now got about 1.5 million students through the software since it went, since this challenge started. And we're hopefully, April's got both my hands up my back, to reach 2 million by 2020. I think we'll get there, but without your support, we won't make it. So it's as much your challenge. Page 1 of 10. Next page is headed up Review of the Year. I quite like this little bit of what we do each year, because many of you ask, what do you do for a proper job? And one of the kids asked me this morning, do you do this every day? Well, I can assure you the stress we've had here in the last 2 days, I don't ever want to do it again, never mind tomorrow. But anyway, the Review of the Year. We've run many teacher training courses, Wendy and I, and James run teacher training courses, and Paul sometimes comes out with us. They've been totally memorable for all kinds of different reasons that I won't go into here, because I'm not so sure our public liability and libel and stuff like that would run to it. We've linked up with various new regional maths hubs in England this year as a challenge. It's an English thing, there are 33 of them. Try and improve the levels of mathematics in schools in England.
Obviously not felt necessary in Scotland, Australia and China. But we've got 32 of them. And we've run some very successful teacher training and are continuing to do. This time next week, I shall be in Whitby with a whole load of kids and working in a maths hub with them, with their teachers. However, teacher training day, you can imagine the situation. The teachers walk in thinking they're going to listen to some boring old man like me doing a PowerPoint presentation, and we tell them, how many of you have been on a training course in this room as a matter of interest? Right, they will all know what's coming now. We then say to them, here's a track plan, here's some string, here's a ruler, here's a protractor, we're going to do this for real, and there's a prize at the end of the day. So we put them through what you've been through. And I can tell you, kids, that if you've got a plastic angle measurer in the hands of a teacher, you'll see them melt. It's just brilliant watching it. But we, joking aside, run these very popular training courses, and we've got a lot in place already for next term. And that will be a continuing part of the Jaguar Maths Challenge initiative, to train teachers to train the children. We've done a lot of that this year. We've run 6 races for students and 2 for teachers during the year, all of which, if you've just seen, were, well, maybe not all of them actually, were seriously competitive. I would think what comes next is going to be a lot more competitive. You, of course, have run many thousands of races as part of your own Maths in Motion Fund. And that's exactly what we hope you would do. It's the old adage of practice makes perfect. And when we look at how many races you've run, which we can see, it pretty much goes to plan that the more races you have, the more chance you have of sitting on one of these seats this afternoon. There's no doubt. We've embraced the world, I've got written here, we've embraced the world of social media during the past year, thanks to James Betts coming to work with us. James, I knew what Facebook was and I knew what Twitter was, and that was sufficient. But James has said to us, no, come on, let's get going. And many of you now do follow us on Twitter, and you do follow us on Facebook and contribute to it. I was staggered last week when I received, but I'm not, the word staggered doesn't even go near this. Mr. Sturrock from Shrewsbury High School Junior Park sent me an email, and he said something along the lines, have you seen this? Click here. I clicked on this web link, which was Yahoo Sport Canada. And on the front page of Yahoo Sport Canada was 5 little smiling faces with Australia and Gaydon, here we come. Somehow the Australian school, I don't know how, had managed to finish up on Yahoo Sports homepage of the website. And Mr. Sturrock in Shrewsbury wrote to me to tell me. We then put it on Facebook, and there was 1,690 hits on that in a couple of hours. So who's that? Who's that? As long as it's not me, I don't care. So that's social media for you. We will continue with it. And don't forget, if you do have a story or a photograph to go with, send it to us. We can't always put it on the websites and things, but you may have noticed changes in the photographs on the actual software recently. So send that to us. I just need to be really nice with my water. All in all, it's been a good year for the challenge. We know that thousands of young people rekindle their interest in maths. We know that from, as I say, what you said. So that's a well done to you. Excuse me. So moving on, that's what you want me to do, I'm sure. The teachers' race, which we've just seen, has now been firmly established as part of finals day. And I just want to say a big thank you to all those of you who put your reputations on the line, because by golly, you do put them on the line, and you adequately show why. But I can clearly see why the teachers stick to teaching and the children stick to doing the competing, as I think, as I say, is evident. But I just want you to give all your teachers a massive round of applause. Because without them, you wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be here. So it is really a big thank you. Those of us who worked with the youngsters this morning,
We experienced enthusiasm, excitement. We saw technical excellence from the technical support staff. And I think everything that possibly could happen, I hope, happened in that room this morning. It was brilliant. We were watching tomorrow's engineers today. The understanding of this software never ceases to amaze me. And when you hear your average youngster talking about, if we put the aerodynamic downforce up 5, we're going to have to trim the engine tuning because this track's got so many bends on it. And then another one said, yeah, but if we do that, we've really got to sort our gearbox out. And the frightening thing is they understand what they're talking about. And that's just, for me, brilliant. The challenge couldn't, as we know it anyway, as far as I'm concerned, couldn't exist without the help of sponsor partners. And I'm delighted that 9 of our 12 sponsor partners are in this room today. With us, so thank you to those. I will just name them all. They're in no particular order. We've got obviously Jaguar Land Rover with April here, iDesk, Martin's around somewhere, Rising Stars. I hope they're tweeting saying what a good speech this is. I really do. Rising Stars, Rapid. Did any of you meet Brian? I thought that was really right. We invite them to come here. They've been a robot called Brian. But no, Rapid Education, brilliant sponsors. Roger there, thank you. Silverstone Circuits. Unfortunately, Vicky couldn't make it today. Fortunately, she's just had a little baby girl, which is brilliant, and she'll be listening to this as well. Firestorm Software, as I said, Alistair, and we've got Gary from Paratech. And Russell up the back there at Anderton Tiger Radio, who's beaming out every word I'm saying and nodding. And he's got apps and all sorts of things that you can get hold of. Go onto his website if you want to listen to him afterwards as well, if you really want to bore yourself stupid. But a big thanks from me, joking aside, to all of them for this array of prizes. Say again? No, I haven't got to them yet. That's all right. That's okay. And all these prizes. And one of the things I need to point out, because one of the kids has asked me, is what's that big mauve star for? And that big mauve star has got £500 on it, and it's from Rising Stars for their catalogues. And some of the kids have been saying, is that all we get? Cut out of a star, and not realising what it was. So Rising Stars, £500 worth of goods for the school, etc. So that's what Rising Stars are. I think that's everybody in the room. And particular thanks has got to go to, I don't know where they're sat, but Mark and Bernard, the 2 technicians, that without them, this could not have took place. Big thanks. I won't forget him, but sat next to, I've seen where they are now, is Trish from the centre. They've worked very late last night. And well, you can see they were meant to be suited and booted, and they won't mind me saying that, and they're still in their scruff, so they've been working continuously. So thank you. I'm nearly there. I'm hoping you can start to see what's behind this little challenge when you sit down in your STEM club and use it. So I'm really starting to get towards the end. On behalf of Wendy, Paul, and myself, I must thank Mandy, Ian, Pat, James, Chris, all the work they do. 52 weeks of the year working with us, keeping us on the road, tanked up with worksheets, track plans, and directions of what hotel we're staying in next week, etc., etc. So our own support team is good to know you're all there. What does it now say? Look, finally, that's when you can hear it. You may have seen we've been taking hundreds of photographs today, during the day. We'll do our best to get them on the challenge website, not the software. And some of the youngsters might not know the website. So www.masschallenge.co.uk. And we hope to have them on Friday. We'll get them all uploaded. We're pretty sure that you'll all be in at least one, and some of you will be in loads of those photographs. So we'll be on the Mass Challenge website on Friday. So I think it says here, that's enough from me, don't you think? Just remains to say thank you all again for coming. Have a safe journey home. And
Did I forget anything? What did I forget? Oh, we're going to do the children's race, shall we? Right, well, I'm just going to get Mark back up here to come and just help me just get this loaded. We will do the children's race. So I'll repeat what's going to happen. What's going to happen is this. We're going to run one race. I'll move away from the mic. We're going to run one race. All in school. Primary schools should be background yellow. I've got to shut that down, haven't I? That's the teacher's race. So we come out here. Got to log back in. So the primary schools should have a background of yellow. The secondary schools should have a background bluey mauvey sort of colour. We'll do the same as we did with the teacher's race. We'll start off slow, whiz the middle, and slow it down at the end. For those of you who are listening to me somewhere in the world, now's the time to put the earplugs in, because normally the roof comes off this place at this point. So we'll see how we go. So I'll just load this up. I need to concentrate. Who do you think is going to win? So, shall we see? Look at that. The counter's gone. It's been there since last September. Been terrifying us in our office. Right, so school admin, I'm in as a teacher, races. Shall I click on watch the race then? Right. Enjoy. Keep seated, keep seated, keep seated. It will come. It will come. So sorry about that, folks. We had a little technical, but we're back and running. I'm up to 13th place on the grid, but the others folks have been watching. So we've got QE Academy, Harrow School there going through, Compton, Shrewsbury. Lane End Primary, Queen Elizabeth, Cliftonville, St Luke's, Pennyman, Kingston, South Hampstead, Simon Mallet. Right, here we go. When the red lights go out, we're racing. 59 laps to go. Right, so straight into the lead. Aylesbury Grammar, Chatham House, Watford Grammar, real big hitters. Simon Langton, first time here, Turn Furlong Primary, Butlers Primary. So don't forget, there are 2 races going on here. I'm not going to be able to scroll up to see who the other 15 are. So it's Chatham, Aylesbury. Chatham have gone into the lead. Let's speed it up. So, for those of you who are listening at home, there's an absolute riot going on in this building at the moment. So, Chatham and Clarendon found. Oh, Blackheath out. That's an early out. So it's Chatham, Aylesbury, Turn Furlong, Tunbridge Wells, Butlers Court, Watford, Glasgow Academy, Simon Langton in 9th, Stokenchurch Primary, Butlers Court moving up to 7th there. In 10th place, it's King's School, St Peter's from Lincolnshire, Arthur Mellows, Harrow Beijing, Queen Elizabeth Academy, and in 15th place, St Anne's Primary. I'm not able to tell you, unfortunately. Oh, yes, I can. I'll try. 19th place is All Saints, 21st St Luke. Lots of bumping and boring going on here. Lap 3. If you are listening to us at Kingston Primary School, Australia, absolutely brilliant effort. So it's Chatham, Turn Furlong, Glasgow Academy, Aylesbury, Tunbridge Wells. Whoa, there's one. There's an overtake going on. Simon Langton just moving in. Excitement here is amazing. Cliftonville is in 21st place, Pennyman 22nd, Southampton 23rd, Simon Mallet 24th, Compton 25th, Kingston running in 26th. 27th place is Star Primary, as you can see from the bottom of your screen, I've just realised, so you can see it. Brilliant. Lots of blue arrows, which means the cars are getting nearer and nearer. Pennyman, St Luke's there, stuck behind Pennyman. Turn Furlong Primary into first place, followed by Glasgow Academy. Wave it with pride. Alistair, we've got Glasgow Academy in here waving a saltire. You'll be proud of them, I tell you. So, it's Turn Furlong Primary, Glasgow Academy, Chatham House, Aylesbury. Can't hear myself think. People are up on their feet already. I wish we could show you this, but we can't. Not allowed. Good old health and safety. So it's Turn Furlong Primary establishing a lead. Buckinghamshire, Glasgow Academy, Chatham House from Kent, Aylesbury, Buckinghamshire, Tunbridge Wells, Kent, Harrow Beijing running in 6th place, Butlers Court Primary 7th, Stokenchurch Primary in 8th. Still lots of overtaking going on. Okay, I'll speed it right up now then. Now it's settled down. So, Turn Furlong, we're at Turn Furlong Primary, up here. I should feeling very, oh, Glasgow Academy going to the lead. Oh, Turn Furlong going back. Who said maths was boring? My word. Harrow Beijing slipping into 3rd place there. Glasgow Academy back in the lead. There's a real ding-dong going on here, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. St Joseph's Primary, still current champions there, are just creeping up. They're still current until the end of this race. Or maybe they're not. What do I know? Tunbridge Wells Grammar School for Boys there. Butlers Court, King's School, Stokenchurch, Arthur Mellows. Oh! That is Harrow Beijing, lap 11, flown in from China, and they've crashed, as you may have gathered. That's one less for everybody to beat, one little boy's just said to me. Brilliant. Nothing wrong with a bit of competition. So it's turn furlong primary, Chatham. Oh, that was close. That's the weather conditions changed to dry. Turn furlong there in first position, but I've just seen something that said their engine temperature's rising badly. Will that happen? Pennyman. So, St. John into the lead. Pennyman just crashed. Where was Pennyman? Hard luck. St. Joseph's are in the lead. Chatham House second. Tunbridge Wells. We've got people standing on their chairs now. Coming up to a quarter of the way through this race. This race is very, very competitive. So it's still St. Joseph's Primary. It's still Tunbridge Wells. Chatham House. Chatham House and Tunbridge Wells, two great massive motion rivals. Been to many finals between them. Tremendous rivalry. I should think Mr. Tebbett and Mr. Young are probably not talking to each other at the moment, but we shall see. So, St. Joseph's, Chatham, Tunbridge Wells, Butler's Court Primary. It's changing at the top there all the time. It's All Saints in 16, Simon Mallet 17, Arthur Mellows in 25. Kingston Primary starting to move up. They've come up 4 places in the last couple of laps. So, Tunbridge Wells, Chatham in the lead. Oh! That was All Saints. I've never known anything like it when you get a round of applause. Oh! Tunbridge Wells has run out of fuel. Lap 18 coming up. My guess is there's been some pit stop miscalculations here. Some big hitters going out. This is really an open competition. Albeit Chatham at the top there. If anybody ever doubted that maths could be fun, you need to be in this room right now. It's unbelievable. So it's settling down now. Chatham, Butler's Primary, Turn Furlong Primary, Aylesbury Secondary, Aylesbury Grammar in secondary school, obviously. Oh, a big change there. Glasgow Academy go down the list. Right, it could now get really interesting. We've got heavy rain. Turn Furlong Primary just going to the lead. Simon Langton Secondary, St. Joseph's in third. Butler's Primary. Chatham dropped back to fifth. Whoa, Chatham's got a precautionary pit stop there. The marshals have brought them in, so they'll plummet. St. Joseph's back in the lead, followed by Turn Furlong Primary. Butler's Court making a move. Where are Butler's Court? So we got 2 primary schools, St. Joseph and Butler's in the lead, coming up to the halfway mark. Oh! St. Joseph's failed to take advantage of the crash. So that's last year's winners out. We're going to have new champions in the primary anyway. So, Aylesbury Grammar, Butler's Court Primary, Turn Furlong Primary, Simon Langton Secondary, Watford Secondary, Glasgow Academy. Chatham gone right back to 12th there, St Luke's, Cliftonville, St Augustine's. I'll call the next 16 out the next time they come round. So here comes the 16th onwards. So 16, it's Soken Church, St Anne's, Simon Mallet, Compton, Kingston up to 20th. Kingston are making a move here. Star Primary, Queen Elizabeth's Grammar, Lane End, South Hampstead. So 37 out of 59. It's now starting to speed up. Aylesbury Grammar now cruising, followed by Butler's Primary, Turn Furlong, Simon Langton, Watford Grammar, Glasgow Academy, St Peter and St Paul's, Queen Elizabeth. Some cars here with seriously hot engines going through. Why did it go quiet? What did I say? Queen Elizabeth's Academy Devon have just spun off, plummeting back down the leaderboard. St Luke's low on fuel there. Still, yeah. Lots of overtaking. That's the weather. I just seen Butler's Primary got into the lead. Where are you? Over here. 17 laps to go. The Butler's Primary, Simon Langton, Kent, Turn Furlong, Aylesbury. Turn Furlong skidding there, you can see. Wrong tyres. I'm going to speed it up a bit. I can't stand the tension. So it's still Butler's Primary. 15 laps to go, folks. Butler's Primary, Turn Furlong Primary, Aylesbury Grammar, Simon Langton, Chatham House, Watford Grammar, King's Worcester. The track now is very wet. Who's this going to catch out? Butler's aquaplaning and low on fuel. Have they got a pit stop plan? Yeah. One boy from Butler's Primary appears to have collapsed in excitement on the floor up here. Is he all right? Yes, he's all right. He's scraping himself off the carpet. 11 laps from being world champion. 10 laps to go. Butler's Primary. Where's Aylesbury? Where are Aylesbury? Here. Right. So 9 laps away at the moment. The leaders are Butler's Primary and Aylesbury Secondary. 2 schools that can't be a million miles away from each other. Right. Oh, weather conditions have changed. Are they going to have a pit stop or are they sticking with it? Let's see. Some of them are coming in for pit stops and going down that leaderboard. Looks like that might have been a bad decision. So it's still Butler's. 6 laps to go. Five laps to go. I'll just let it go fast. So, Butler's, Aylesbury, Turn Furlong, Chatham. 4 laps to go. It's still Butler's Primary. We've got a primary school in front here in this overall race. Are they going to win the Jaguar Leaper? 2 laps to go. Chatham House has just spun. They're in 3rd place. Will Turn Furlong Primary get them? No, they didn't. 2 laps to go. 2 laps from being world champions. Last lap, and there's always lots on the last lap, isn't there? So we've got to wait. Here we go. It's showing Butler's Court, but anything could happen. Yeah, I think you've just heard for yourselves, they've worked out what's just happened. But we're just finishing off with the minor places. Just going through here now, the minor places, still finishing the race. Still coming in. Oh, the weather's changed. Look at that. The boys from Butler's Court and Aylesbury don't really, nearly said something very rude then. Mind about that. Just waiting for the software to shut down. Weather conditions coming through. And it should, yes, officials are concerned, a new world champion of Butler's Court Primary School from Buckinghamshire. And our new secondary world champions are from Aylesbury Grammar, also Buckinghamshire. Stand up, boys. So I will just run down it again for the people who are listening and can't see what we can all see. So in 1st place, primary, Butler's Court. 2nd place, secondary, Aylesbury. I've got 4 boys here who are very close to having coronaries, folks. Then it goes Chatham secondary, Turn Furlong primary, Simon Langton secondary, Watford secondary, Arthur Mellows secondary, King's secondary, Glasgow Academy secondary. And unless my calculations are wrong, the next school, primary St Luke's, is the 3rd primary, isn't it? So St Luke's will have become the 3rd place. That was a little 3rd's all right. Right. So just letting Wendy, sorry, write these down. Got them all written down? No. Right, so it goes. Primary is Butler's. Everybody watches, I'm sure you are. Butler's Court, followed by Turn Furlong, followed by St Luke's. Is that right? And the secondary is Aylesbury Grammar, Chatham and Clarendon Foundation, I can bring myself to say it, and Simon Langton from Canterbury there. Right, so we will just keep going. So 10th was St Luke's, 11th was Shrewsbury High, 12th St Anne's, 13th was Queen Elizabeth's Academy, 14th was Stoke-on-Church, also from Buckinghamshire. Then we've got St Peter and St Paul from Lincolnshire, St Augustine's from Lancashire, Kingston, an honourable 17th from Australia, Cliftonville from Thanet, that's Kent, Simon Mallet from Hull, Compton for London Borough of Barnet, Star Primary from Newham, and then we've got Queen Elizabeth's from Lincolnshire, that will be, Southampton from in Camden, Lane End Primary, Buckinghamshire, St Joseph's, Tunbridge Wells, All Saints, Pennyman and Harrow and Blackheath, who had slight mishaps. So I don't know about you, but my heart is just absolutely pounding at the moment, and that's now no longer with worry, because thank the Lord, all the technology is finished with. So a big well done. This is what we're going to do. Today is about the kids. So every one of them is going to come out and collect at least a goodie bag and a certificate. So no apologies, adults, for the time this will take, but we've got to do this. It's something we believe in very strongly. Oh look, South Harrow, start that again. Secondary Harrow, China, had the fastest practice fastest lap on lap 10. Let's wait for it to come round, because this is important data, isn't it? There it is, 82.730. So well done, you two, for the fastest practice, for the fastest lap. So what I'm going to do, and others need to watch me here because this is tricky. We'll call them out. We'll present them with their bits and pieces and their goodie bags and etc., and just go and sit down again. And we'll leave the first, second, thirds right till the end. Okay? So adults, just bear with us. And all I will say to you, adults, is please give them all a massive, great cheer when they come out. They deserve it. So let's have, if I start down the bottom there, the girls from Blackheath, where are you? Up you come. These two girls. I will just say, these two girls often gave a very interesting strategy. You could see what they were doing. They were either going to win this or lose it. There was no middle ground. And they chanced their arm. And you can't blame them for that, as they both, one of them said to me, this is a world final, we're going to try and win. So that's great. Blackheath, well done, you two. Then we've got, all the way from Beijing in China, we've got the boys from Harrow Beijing School. So out you come and get your... Yeah, oh, excuse me just a moment, bit of housekeeping there. I've got too many microphones and wires up here. Just bear with me a second. So who was come out there? That was Harrow, wasn't it? So Pennyman, up you come. Big round of applause for Pennyman. Oh, beg you. Right, just do them as they're out. Sorry, just keep going. I've messed up there. I should be calling the secondary ones out. And I just saw a P in front of Pennyman down here. So make sure okay. Sorry about that. So that's going to be Tunbridge Wells, isn't it? If I get it right. So Tunbridge Wells, Mr. Young, and the boys from Tunbridge Wells. Queen Elizabeth Academy. So that's going to be, let's make sure this is right. I've got a very tiny Queen Elizabeth Academy. That's Wendy Reed's Alford, isn't it? So that's got to be Lincolnshire. So that's Queen Elizabeth Academy. Out you come. Come and get your. That's Queen's. Yeah. Queen. That's Queen Elizabeth's Academy that I said. This is Queen Elizabeth's Grammar School. Sorry. Much as I'm a royalist, we've got too many Queen Elizabeths here today. Sorry, Mum, if you're listening in. Then. Being presented with their prizes by a former champion. Couldn't get better. Then we've got another school, Compton here, from London Borough Barnet. School we use as a training school. Then we've got Mallet Lambert, which I'm sure I said Simon Mallet several times, but it's Mallet Lambert from Hull. I get excited in the race as much as you do. So Mallet Lambert, where are you? Well done. St Augustine's, who Berry tells me got up at 4:30 this morning. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Round of applause, come on, keep it That's it. It's over there. They lost each other on the way, bless. Right, I'll get it right this time. Next one, Queen Elizabeth's Academy from Devon. Just checking. But they've already got there. They'll get big-headed if you record them twice. Right, I think let's just move up the screen. It should be number 9, I think. Is that right? Glasgow Academy. Let me just see. Yeah. Then we've got King's Worcester. Just make sure I do not mess this up. King's Worcester. Then we've got Arthur Mellows from Peterborough. And then we've got in the place that nobody wants to finish in, 4th, Watford Grammar School from Hertfordshire. So, with the exception of the 3, 2, 1, is that all the secondaries out? Yeah? Right. See if I can mess the primaries up now. So, Pennyman we already did, didn't we? So the next one out is going to be All Saints from Bury, another very regular here and a big supporter. Another very famous mass emotion school here, St Joseph's in Stockton. Lane End Primary in Buckinghamshire. South Hampstead High Junior Department. The Star Academy from London Borough of Newham. Yeah, actually come. There's no escape. Mrs. Verdi will be really pleased with you. He turned around and said, how do you know Mrs. Verdi? Well done, boys. Then, all the way from Kent, Cliftonville Primary School. In 17th place, who's that saying? Oh yeah, Kingston from Australia, so Kingston Primary. Yeah, I think that is. St. Peter and St. Paul's. Yeah, that is it. St. Peter and Paul's from Burler Marsh in Lincolnshire. Another big supporter of the challenge. Now we're starting to get down to it now. Stokenchurch, Buckinghamshire. Yes, Buckinghamshire. So Stokenchurch Primary. Right, I think, are we down to the 1, 2, 3? No, we're not. Just checking. I'm just making sure people are still awake out here. Right, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is the dreaded. Where did I get to? Stokenchurch. Right, so we've got St Anne's from Staffordshire, haven't we? Yeah, okay. And the dreaded 4th place again goes to Shrewsbury High Junior Department, but well done. Right. Is that all the primaries apart from the 3, 2, 1? Good stuff. So, as we've got primary winners for only a second time in this competition's history, we're going to call out the secondary schools first. So, this is what I want to happen. The thirds were to come up, get their prizes. Second, come up, get the prizes. First, come up, get the prizes. Come and stand over here. But all of you, when you get your prizes as a 3, 2, 1, come and stand here. We'll have a photograph taken, you know, wedding style, that kind of thing. So all of you have a photograph. But when we get to the first, I'll remind you, you just hang around over here, make a crowd. So let's make sure I really do get this right. Oh, well done, you, John. Well done. So you're going to stand and be in the photographs and present the prize. Right. Over there, sir. Also, if any of the sponsors, as I'm sure you perhaps do, want to come and present some of your prizes as well, you don't have to if you don't want to, if you're camera shy. I know you're all very shy people. You can, but please do come up. So, just bear with me 1 second. I will read out somewhere she gave me a list. You did give me a list of who's won. No, just not. So second. So in third place, they've won handy camera, projector, a lovely video camera that's also a projector, tabletop screens and all kinds of trophies and Meccano racing cars and everything else. So that's going to go to, according to me, 1, 2, 3. Would that be? Yeah, I know, my birthday. She really has done it for me. Thank you very much. So, it's going to be a long night tonight, folks, I tell you. Simon Langton School, coming up, you come. Well done. Gary, do you want to come up? Do you want to come up? Yeah. Right, so next prize, sponsored by Paratech.
which Gary and Jonathan were both doing some presentations, and then we've got a lovely Wi-Fi microscope. It's really good. Tablet rechargeable units, iPad cases. You put your iPad, put it under the water, all sorts of wonderful things you can do with that. Trophies and shot cameras and goodie bags and all sorts of stuff. And Gary and Paratech will do it. So that one goes to, says here, Chatham and Clarendon Foundation. So where are you? Hang on, lad. What you done? No. You all right? Heart stop racing. Spot on. Okay. Thank you. Jonathan stands there and does all the photos. It'll be much better. Right. So if we thank you very much, lads. And if you go, just go back to your seat. Right. So second, come on, you two. So here's Gary presenting their prize. For when? Okay. Right. So we're going to do the third primary. It's on a piece of paper. Right. So third prize of primary. Roger, do you want to come and present it? Coming software. Roger Young here coming up. I can present software. Chroma key. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Roger. Screen, HD webcam, and all trophies, so you can make like, green screen TV things and stuff like that with it. And that goes to, I think, St Luke's from Sefton. So where are you? Come and have your photograph taken, that's it. No, get in the photograph. Okay, that's our third photo. Where were you, Emma? Let's come and do your prize. Right, so the second prize, I think, they made a lot of noise in this race. They're over here, I think. It's termed Furlong Primary. And they've won £500 worth of voucher from Rising Star. Present their prize. Lovely prize.
doing well. Come on, round of applause. Come on then. Right. So, secondary first. So this one's sponsored by Rapid Education. Lovely robot called Brian. Vex Classroom Competition Mechatronics. There's the robots that do all kinds of wonderful things in robotics and engineering. Jaguar presentation pens, trophies, etc., etc. Our 2015 secondary championship world champions. Aylesbury Grammar, where are you? Where the lads from Rapid? You out here, that's fine. I couldn't see you there. Caps on, cups. They've also won themselves an entry into the Vex Mechatronics Championship. It's a tournament where they make these models. They have to program to do all kinds of complicated things, and they have a competition for older kids that's done at the Big Bang Show, the big national Big Bang Show, and that is an awesome thing what the kids are programmed to do, and that's what they've won. Right, with you two. Okay, so there's no easy way of saying this, but for only the second time in 15 years, we have a primary school as our winner of our overall competition. Brilliant. Not to say about anything about secondary school, but it's quite nice. Where's Martin? Is it Martin? You're coming out here to present your prize. What they've won for this school is an iDesk computer system, which is here. Some of you saw it being used outside. Jaguar pens and their trophies, etc., etc. And in my hand here, this is going to be down to possibly their teacher, who I know very well, and if he says no to this, I'm going instead. But Silverstone Race Circuit presented them with tickets for adults and children to either one of 2 weekends in September, October at Silverstone to watch the British Superbikes, or there's a DTR race at Silverstone weekend, and I've got the tickets. So if you don't want to go there,
It's perfectly all right. And thank you very much, Silverstone. And say Vicky can't be here for hopefully obvious reasons, bless her. So would you give a massive, massive round of applause to the boys? Just while they're having their photographs taken, I needed to just go and check something. The boys from Aylesbury here, I couldn't tell you this as you were coming out because we have to ask a teacher what I'm going to say now first. But you've also won another prize for yourself, which is courtesy of April and Les Ratcliffe. You're going to get a day out of Jaguar Land Rover for 24 of your mates. Line. So we'll make arrangements to take you. Well, you'll have to get yourself there. Day out at Castle Bromwich. You 24 of your mates. Ish. These are dogs that won that Jaguar Leaper, which they're clutching onto. It's brilliant. Are you pleased? Yeah. Don't ask stupid questions, Brian. Okay. So we've got a couple of photographs, and we've got them all here. We need to. Sorry, Martin. We just want some all 6 of them together because we've got one more presentation to make. Because Toshiba have presented all 6 of them with tablets, so they'll each get for themselves. So teachers, this is not a school prize. This is for them. So here's Dawn from Toshiba, just to give all coming back in, boys, all of them, and we'll get a group photograph with all the things. Sure, yeah. For those of you who are still listening at home, we're just doing the champions and trophies and things. We're pretty much there. So we'll be broadcasting for about another 10 minutes. I'm sure Russell up the back there is still broadcasting us. No, he's just finished his 2 minutes, so that's fine. If you are still watching us on Google, thank you so much for tuning in and helping to make this a brilliant event for these kids. Okay, so if you'd just like to go back to your seats for a minute. Somebody left a goodie bag behind. So just to wrap this up, and how we've managed to do this by 3:20, I really don't know, but I'm really pleased we have. Just to say to you all, just obviously again, thank you for coming. I hope you all really do have a safe journey home, and I also hope that you all do your best. Would you like us to do this again next year? Yeah? Should we do it again? All right. We'll see how we go. I've got a sneaky feeling if April, he talked to April nicely, I think she'll smile and say, oh, all right, then let's do it again. But I think she didn't hear you the first time. She's just saying she didn't hear any of your answers. So do you want to do it again? Any good? She's still going on. One more time. Come on. She's nodding. And I'll twist her arm, don't worry. So, okay, so thank you again for coming. The two teams that they know we want to a few more photographs and what have you. And Celso, if you could hang back a minute as well, wherever you are, I can't see you at the moment. He's just gone out. He's collapsed. So to two boys that stay there, that's fine. Just hang about. But in an orderly fashion, I'd just like, again, thank you so much. You may go. That's it.
Sorry. Once, yeah, we're trying to find PCs. We don't have your PCs somehow. We've got loads, but we're down 2 PCs. Thanks very much.